Imagine a sunny afternoon in 1969. A family trip in the Great Smoky Mountains turns into a nightmare when a 6-year-old boy vanishes. In seconds, without a trace. This is the chilling story of Dennis Martin, a case that still haunts investigators and inspired the infamous missing 411 phenomenon. Let's dive into the mystery. On June 14, 1969, the Martin family set up camp in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Dennis, a playful 6-year-old, was with his father, grandfather, and older brother. As the group relaxed, Dennis decided to play a prank. He darted into the woods to hide and surprise his family. But when the family returned just minutes later, Dennis was gone. Search teams combed the area, including the National Guard and Green Berets. Over 1,400 volunteers scoured 50 square miles of rugged terrain. Yet, no trace of Dennis, not a shoe, a scrap of clothing, or even a hair was ever found.
My grandmother taught me to look for the white. She says, follow the white. It's where the child or the adult stepped on it, and it's real fresh.
One of the top man trackers in the nation, McCarter has assisted in more than 100 searches in the Smokies, but it's the first person in his logbook that's never been found.
Every Father's Day, the Martin family, the extended family, would go to Spence Field and camp.
It was June 14th in the summer of '69 when 6-year-old Dennis Martin, his brother and friends, planned a playful prank.
They hatched the idea of going and scaring the family who were setting up on this hill.
The boys split, Dennis heading one direction alone.
The 3 boys scared the family, and Dennis never showed up.
What followed is believed to be the largest search in park history.
The search area has expanded as the days stretch into a full week since the youngster was reported missing.
They amassed a whole lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. The U.S. Army with big Chinook helicopters.
Fresh out of the military himself, the young McCarter joined boots on the ground. Each day, as the search expanded, he believes the chances of finding Dennis diminished.
The second or the third day of the little boy missing, there were 1,400 people at Spence Field. That just does not work. It messed up all the tracks. If you're a tracker, that's the worst thing for you to do.
Nature created its own complications.
And then it come this terrible rain, pouring and pouring and pouring.
Still, a family hiking near Cades Cove Loop Road may have heard him.
They heard a little boy scream. The father knew he saw this dirty man, from where the sound of the little boy, he referred to him as disheveled, and the guy ran. And the guy got in the van and drove off at a high rate of speed. So I don't know if that was Dennis, you know.
Other clues pointed to Dennis.
They found a child's footprint. The FBI disregarded it.
And psychics around the country sent in their suggestions on where to look.
Nothing. He's never been spotted since.
Just a few days into his disappearance, Dennis had a birthday. Today, he would be 55. And if there's any trace in these woods, McCarter says Mother Nature has hidden it away.
For every year that the remains lay in the woods, the Great Smoky Mountains Park layers up 1 inch of debris. And Dennis is lost in '69. How many inches is that? This is 2017. Where would you look? You know.
In the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Leslie Ackerson, WBIR 10 News.
And McCarter says they learned important lessons from the mistakes made in the Martin search. And those changes have helped find many children since. Dennis Martin's disappearance is still an open case. If you have any information, you can call the park with the tips on the number on your screen.
Here's where things get stranger. A witness reported hearing a blood-curdling scream moments after Dennis vanished. Another claimed to see a hairy man carrying a bundle near the campsite. Then there were the footprints, 1 shoe print and 1 bare foot, matching Dennis's size. But officials dismissed them as a searcher's tracks despite no volunteers. Even more chilling, a storm washed away potential evidence the night Dennis disappeared. Was this a cruel twist of fate or something more sinister? Decades later, David Paulides, creator of Missing 411, included Dennis's case in his research. He highlights eerie patterns. Dennis vanished in minutes, far faster than typical lost child. cases, even trained search teams found nothing unusual for a child in a confined area. Reports of hairy figures and screams fuel speculation about cryptids like Bigfoot. Dennis's case changed search protocols forever. The Park Service now restricts and trained volunteers to protect evidence. But the question remains, what happened to Dennis Martin? Some believe he fell victim to a predator, human or animal. Others think he wandered into a cave or ravine. But for Missing 411 followers, this case epitomizes the cluster zones, where people vanish under inexplicable conditions. Could there be a supernatural force at play? Or is the wilderness simply unforgiving? What do you think happened to Dennis Martin? Drop your theories below, and if you're brave enough, hit subscribe. We've got more Missing 411 mysteries coming your way. Stay curious and stay safe out there.